Hello, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the 1999 Action Man Bowman. So let's take a closer look and see what he actually came with. Okay, if we kick off, because this is the Bowman, we will go straight onto the bow and the play function of this toy. So the idea is, it stretches back the string, and then you press this button here and it releases his fingers. And the idea is that it fires. Unfortunately, most of the time you just get this effect. And that's all you really get. I know the elastic in this one's a little bit old, but I have wrapped it round twice just to make it a little bit more taut. You can get it to fire, but mainly if you do it with your fingers. But still, it catches majority of the time just like this, and that's the kind of effect that you're going to get, unfortunately. So that is a bit of a downside for this, considering it is the main feature of the toy. What you have here is a little cross there, and you would get the projectile, which looks like this. It also has a little tab on the end there where it connects onto the string, so you have to make sure you feed it in the correct way. And then the idea is it connects onto the string, you'd pull it back and then release. Let me see if I can even get it to just fire a little bit with this one. So we pull it back and nope. There we go. So it does technically fire, but unfortunately it just never seems to work when you've got it in the figure's hand. So then if we go and take a closer look, we've got the handle here, which is moulded for him to hold it only one specific way. You can squeeze it into other Action Man's hands, but he is better off holding it in his left hand. And obviously this is the button function there, which I'll show you in a minute. Then we've got like a little scope on the side here. And then also we get these two like weighted sticks. They're not actually weighted, but it's so that your bow holds its position more easily when you're actually taking aim. So all in all, it's quite a big piece of kit. They're quite easy to come across. These are normally bent or missing off them, but this figure was sold quite a lot, so you do find them quite regularly in lots and things, so they're not too difficult to come by. And again, the string would normally feed through here and go up there, but like I say, the elastic's just given up over the years. Maybe I could replace it, but I still think you're going to come across with the same effect. Then if we take a closer look at the actual figure itself, I do have to point out that I've actually got an arm guard on him here, which is the incorrect one. It is normally a plastic piece like this that you just pull off, but it is moulded more in the style of this one here. With straps, but they don't go all the way around, they like stop in the middle. Unfortunately, I just don't have one of them. There is some promotional pictures of this from catalogues and on the box of some of the figures where he doesn't actually have that arm strap on, so I don't know whether it did come with every figure, but there is definitely promotional artwork without that actually being included. So then we're going to take a close look at the figure itself. If we go onto the arm where we would normally release for the bowstring, and what you do is you press these fingers in and it locks in there, and then you just press this Action Man button on the side and that causes it to release. And you can see there's like a bar that goes through here, so if you push that one down and let go, that's how it works. So that works perfectly fine, I think, as a release mechanism. That's not where the flaw lies. It lies more in the bowstring, the length of the bows, and all the arrows, sorry. And another thing is, when you store the arrows in the back of here, you find the first one is actually perfectly fine, but then if you feed any others through after that, it can be a bit challenging as well. What happens is they rub onto this like water pouch bottle that you've got here, which tends to actually leave them with a little bit of a bow in the arrow itself. And you can't really see it so much on here, but it's not incredibly straight, unfortunately, and that's just from it being stored on its back. So you're only going to get the one, but even still, with it being on his back, it's actually got a slight arch in it there. So as you're pulling them out, they're still going to have a slight bow in them, which is just going to stop them from working. So you might be able to find some that work better, but then if you try storing them on the figures, then you're probably going to encounter the same problems of them not firing correctly. Okay, then other features of this Action Man figure, we've got the flocked hair. We do have like the 5 o'clock shadow. I think it's a really nice look on this one, done really well. Obviously my flocking's wearing off a little bit, and some of the paintwork has been rubbed off. The vest piece that he's got on here is a nice solid piece. I don't quite like how it rides up on the shoulders here. It looks like he's got shoulder pads on, but other than that, it's very nicely detailed. It can be clipped off on this side with 2 points, if we can get it under there. It's 2 points here where it disconnects and 2 points here where it disconnects. We do get this pouch on the side here, but there's actually nothing in it. It's just a solid piece. I'm not sure why it's open or what that's actually supposed to include. Lots more pouches all over the place, nicely textured. Spin it round and like I say, you get more pouches, a water canteen on the back, and then again more detailing going all the way through. Then if we look at the articulation in this figure, the head is just on a swivel, so we don't get any up and down motion for that. The arm holds out to the side, all the good articulation in there. This one doesn't have waist articulation, so he just stands up straight. Down to the legs, we've got the good articulated legs that have got more motion in them. We get this like tan green kind of coloured trousers, and then come down we have this style of boot here. Well, that colour looks a bit odd on my camera, but it's more of an orangey but not quite as a luminous orange as you can see on that picture. And sometimes they've got heavy paint texture on them, and sometimes they've got not so much, because it is actually more of a yellow plastic rubber that they've moulded them on, so they can vary. But all in all, they're a solid set of boots. He stands up very well, and you can get away with putting all the outfits and uniforms on this Action Man if you wanted. This doesn't cause too much of a hindrance. Obviously, it's just the arm on the side that looks a bit odd. If you wanted to try and get him to hold other guns, you might struggle, because obviously the handle's not going to fit in his hand correctly due to the function. So that was the Action Man 1999 Bowman. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Rawpain reviews.